Thank you, everyone, for coming today to Nickerson Gardens. We are so proud to have our event today and to have the wonderful Congresswoman here with us. We have a number of speakers. I am Jenny Scanlon. I'm the Chief Development Officer for the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles. And I am so proud that we are going to be able to talk today about the difference we're going to make. And the funds that we are getting are going to other communities in Watts, including our public housing at Imperial Gardens and Jordan Downs. So the funds today that we're going to talk about are an incredible investment in greening Watts, greening public housing, and really thinking about sustainability in our future here in the Watts community. So thank you all, and I want to start by having a welcome from Maricela Ocampo, who is our Director of Public Housing here at the Housing Authority. Maricela.
Thank you, Jenny. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thank you all for joining us this afternoon on such a wonderful spring day. We couldn't ask for better Southern California weather, although it's a little bit too windy, but that's it. Today I want to express our sincere gratitude and acknowledge the commitment of our Congresswoman Nanette Barragan, who advocated for Watts and garnered the $860,000 investment, of which a portion will go to Nickerson Gardens to improve the outdoor areas you see behind us and to the side. A special thank you to the Congressman Barragan staff who planned this event, HACLA staff, our beloved Commissioner Hooper, the residents and community partners who share this moment with us today. Thank you.
I want to next bring up Donnie Jupit. He's the president of the Watts Gang Task Force. He also grew up here at Nickerson Gardens and has spent much of his life giving back to this community, both as a employee of the Housing Authority and as someone who for many, many years ran recreation programs here at Nickerson Gardens. So, Donnie.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Commissioner. You know, this is a great day for us here at Nickerson. It means a whole lot to us. 50 plus growing up here in this community, and then looking at our field, it would be a beautiful deal to build up this field so our young kids could play football again in our community. And if you look to the left, I want to thank Flea. We're getting ready to build a beautiful playground thanks to HACLA and all the partners, Grid Foundation, for all being a part of what we finna do in this community. It's gonna mean a lot to this community, you guys. It's amazing to see our young people in the audience that wants to be able to do things in the community and not worry about, you know, hurting their ankle or things like that. So we're excited for today. Thank you very much for coming into this community. And I want to bring up this young lady that we groomed her just as well when she come in this community. She told us she wanted to fight and help us get this community up and going, and she's been doing a beautiful job as the president of the RMC, Sheikah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to thank the Commissioner, the Congresswoman, HACLA, and the residents here at Nickerson Gardens and the media for coming out, because this is such an honor for you guys to be in our community and fixing our field. I just want to give a quick story. So I used to get up in the morning and run around the field and always would have a hard time praying that I wouldn't break my ankle from the gopher holes and falling because I didn't know, you know, the big holes in there. So this is a great opportunity to give our kids that do play football the opportunity to play football here in our community. Our kids that do play baseball is able to play basketball. Our kids that run track, we're going to have that opportunity here. And I just want to thank everybody who put this event together, because this is a blessing from Nickerson Gardens, even though we have our different barriers and challenges, but we are overcoming that as we go on. And I just want to thank everybody once again. My name is Sheikah. I'm the president of RAC, and it's just a big honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheikah. As you know, nothing really gets done as you've heard today, without resident input. And ultimately, what is being built is for our residents and required our residents to really be part of this process. And it started with our community talking about what they wanted, dreaming about what they wanted for their playground, for their field, what a vision they came up with. And we do have the full amazing vision that came directly out of our residents, our youth and our adults, sitting down, talking to us, talking to everybody about what they really wanted to see and what their priorities were. And so that has really helped us develop that vision. And so I want to bring out some of our residents who worked on that vision, and they can talk a little bit about their personal story. I first want to ask Ruby Hernandez, who's been a resident of Nickerson Gardens for 11 years. Ruby is a community coach, a community health worker, starting with our community health worker program, reaching out to our residents about health, about their personal health. And now, based on her work as a community health worker, is now working as a community health worker for Anthem Blue Cross. So we're very proud of Ruby. I want to ask her to come up and say a few words.
Hi everyone. I don't like talking, but I'm very shy, so sorry. So what I would say is that I'm someone that's very observant. So growing up, I was able to see how the community grew, how the community is now. So I would like to say myself as an observer. So when I was a kid, I used to be on that playground so much with my sisters and just playing with my friends along the way. And what I noticed as an observer is how the field is, and I always thought to myself, like, when are the changes are going to happen? When is it going to be fixed? As our commissioner said, we're just fighting, and we're fighting just for better things as a community. And even though I'm a resident here and I still see the good and the bad, I'm just happy to say I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a resident, because I know growing up, and maybe I don't know if I'll ever move out of here or do something better for my future and for my family and for my friends. I know that if I ever come back here, I'll know, be like, I belong here. These are my roots, and I'm very proud to be here and knowing that this whole change will be such a great impact for us. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. And now I'd like to call on Amelia Nunez, who is a community coach, also a resident of Nickerson Gardens for the past 6 years. Amelia works with her community. She just started last year to take a leadership role in trying to reach out to residents and share with them what's going on in their community and the resources available to them. So Amelia, can you come up?
Good afternoon, my name is Amelia, and first I want to say live here in Nickerson Gardens is a blessing for me. I am a single mom, and this program helped me a lot. Thank you to Ms. Barragan. Thank you for the program. Thank you for Job Plus. Thank you. I'm so grateful for everything you do for the residents. I don't know how to express more my grateful, but I always say, God, every day, thank you for this program. Thank you for this community. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Amelia. And our last resident speaker is Gabriel Barrera. Gabriel has been a resident of Nickerson Gardens for 8 years. He is also a community coach. So he has stepped up to help in leadership within his community to provide information and services to residents. Gabriel, if you can come up, and Steve, if you would like to come up and also help. So Gabriel will be speaking in Spanish, and we will have a translator.
Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Y a todos los congresistas y los todos los de Nickerson Gardens.
Thank you for Nickerson Gardens, all the organizations.
Estoy muy feliz por el proyecto de renovación.
I'm very happy for the project and for this donation.
Porque nos va a hacer mucha falta, no nomás a los niños, sino a los viejitos como yo.
It's very needful for everybody in the community, not only for the youth, but also for the senior citizens.
Y espero que se complete y voy a tratar de cuidarlo yo mismo porque yo hago la limpieza aquí, voy a tratar de mantener limpio.
I hope it gets completed, and I'll make sure it gets well taken care of because I also volunteer within the community and to make sure everything's clean.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Thank you.
And one last big round of applause for our resident leaders. Thank you all for everything that you do for this community. And last but not least, I'd like to now introduce Congresswoman Nanette Barragan. She has been at the forefront of advocating for the Watts community since day one, and we are ever so grateful for her passion and commitment to this community. She's also, by the way, an avid baseball fan. So for those of you who did not know that, this is the most appropriate spot for her to be giving us this check on our soon-to-be improved baseball field here at Nickerson Gardens as our backdrop. So we thank you immensely, Congresswoman, and please give a warm introduction and welcome. Thank you.
Well, first let me say thank you to Jenny for the introduction and to all of our speakers today. And a shout out to our young people and our kids, those who I see here in our audience. This is for you. This is about you and our children. And so it's great to be able to be here today at Nickerson Gardens with our Watts community, with so many leaders and so many people who have been at the forefront of making sure that we're continuing to fight for funding for our community, for improvements for our community, and to make sure that our youth have somewhere to go. And thank you for all the work you've done in the Games Watts Task Force. It's been so instrumental and something that we, as a community, look to. And somebody like me who, when I got elected to Congress, was immediately drawn to the work that was done and saying, how do we build on that work? And so today I wanted to be here to present and to really celebrate the accomplishment. Sometimes when people call our office, they'll say, hey, we need money for this project and that project. And for a long time, we couldn't provide specific dollars for specific projects. But who's better than the community to say where they need the money and how they want to spend those dollars? And so I am confident that the activities that HACLA has planned to beautify Nickerson Gardens and the surrounding community will have a positive impact on our children, our elders, and just everybody who wants to enjoy green spaces. Now, it's no secret that Watts and the surrounding South LA communities are disproportionately impacted by the lack of outdoor space, poor access to the organic produce and nutrition, and systematic inequalities and inequities that we see in our community. It's wrong. It's wrong, and it's something that I championed on how do we have and expand more green access to our areas. If you take a look at our community and you compare it to Malibu and how much park per space they have, there's no comparison. And we need to fix this problem, which is why as soon as I leave here, I'm going to meet one of my other colleagues from Colorado who's in town to do an event on a jobs equity to make sure we're putting more dollars into more park space. Now, the World Health Organization recommends every person should have access to at least 96 square feet of green space within half a mile of their home. In Watts, residents receive significantly less, and that needs to change, and that's what today's about. It's about starting the transformation of making sure that we are investing in more green space and we're bringing more green space. So with the funding I was able to secure in the federal budget, along with the resources from the state, the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, we will increase public green space, enhance community gardens, add more tree canopy, and build a healthier community for the residents of Nickerson Gardens and Watts. Now, this project will improve our community gardens at Markham Middle School and multiple public housing sites so that people of all ages and all incomes can eat healthier. It will also develop a network of parks at Jordan Downs and a desperately needed new outdoor field here at Nickerson Gardens, the largest public housing site in the western United States. And also combat the urban heat island effect by planting more trees to provide shade and sequester carbon from the air. In summary, these investments will help the quality of life for our community and give our neighborhoods something to be proud of. And so that's why I'm here to present a check today. And I want to just thank the community again for your vision and your support, and to continue to encourage you to have your voices heard, to speak out, to call out the inequities, and to make sure that we're continuing to fight for our community. Now, I will say I am sad that next year I'm going to lose Watts in the redistricting. And so I will not serve as your Congress member in the next year. And that's sad because I want to see that the projects not just start, but come to fruition and be continuing to build on them. But know that my work in Congress will not end just because Watts will not be in the community. Because my heart is in it for making sure our youth and our elders have access to green space. It's one of my biggest issues that I have in making sure we address some of the environmental injustices, including air pollution and green spaces. And so I want you to continue to call on me and consider me a partner in this fight, because once we do this, we're not done yet. We are not done yet, and there is a lot more work to do, including bringing electric vehicle public share access here and so much more, because we need to make sure everybody in this community has the same opportunity to succeed, the same opportunity to have green spaces, the same opportunity to enjoy green spaces, and to have a place to go. When I was a kid, I had to get on a bus to get to the nearest park. And I think back to those days, I didn't have a green space. We had, even my local public school had just black asphalt. And we know the heat effect that has had. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to say a couple words in Spanish really quickly before we do the check presentation for the Spanish media that's here. Esos fondos federal aumentan los espacios verdes públicos, mejorará los jardines comunitarios, agrega más árboles y construya una comunidad más saludable para los residentes de Nickerson Garden y Watts. Es por eso que tuve el honor de solicitar fondos para este proyecto vital y estoy emocionada de estar aquí hoy para presentar este cheque a la autoridad de vivienda en la ciudad de Los Ángeles. And with that, I would like to invite Jenny, Scanlon, and the members and partners of HACLA team to join me to receive your check.
All right.